Yo, 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 what's going on? It's your boy Emanny, and you're now tuned into All Eyes on E. This is a podcast episode. I know I've been saying for quite some time, this is not supposed to be a podcast, but this is going to be formatted as a podcast episode. We're going to go over some topics, some of the current event thingy majiggies that people care about. I typically don't want to do this type of thing, but algorithm says so, right, Joe?
Yes, sir.
Algorithms. Let me stop lying. I do enjoy doing this. I'm used to doing it with just so many other people. So to do it now by myself and with Joe F sitting behind the camera, it's interesting. So, I don't know how y'all do this, man. I really don't know how people do this.
Just solo?
Yeah, like I've always just enjoyed like the company of people. Like this isn't easy. All right, at any point, if people have heard me talk and I've came off like doing this thing is just easy breezy, beautiful cover girl, it's not. It really isn't. The consistency that it takes to keep this going. Salutes to Wayno. Wayno is somebody that I've always known in the music biz, right? But of late, I've seen Wayno do nothing but content. Like he is on camera every day, like 2-3 videos a day. And just talking about different things. And I'm watching and I'm enjoying his content now. So salutes to Wayno. Salutes to everybody that does this to this degree. We working on getting there. This is far different from the porno content that I've wanted to produce. Listen,
different.
I'm not going to lie. That episode did so good for me on Patreon. I almost considered being like the East Coast like plug talk. And just like having like a bunch of like strippers and porno girls come to the set. But no, we're not going to do that.
We still could. We still could add a segment to it.
Man, horny. He just want to see me bring porno chicks in here.
No, I'm trying to stay away from that life.
That is true. That's true. Today we're just going to talk about a few things. The first thing I really had on my heart that I want to talk about, and for those who know, I'm a part of the Joe Budden Podcast, right? But for those who don't know, I'm a part of the Joe Budden Podcast, right? And they've discussed this topic through and through and through, and I wasn't really around to give my opinion or my thoughts on it. And we're talking the Diddy documentary. I know everybody has done a video talking about this. I know everyone has an opinion. Here's mine. Well, first, Joe, did you see the doc?
I did. I just watched it actually this weekend.
Yeah, okay. Give me a second to just say a couple of things, and then we can kind of go back and forth a little bit. So it's a 4-part documentary, and the first statement I wanted to make in talking about the documentary is that I had to stop it a few times. Now, not because there were things that like I've never heard before, or because something just was like shocking. Well, no, there were a few things that were really shocking, new information that I had never heard. But even after hearing some of the things, I had to like process what was being implicated and what was being told to me by this doc, or even insinuated, or, you know, in whatever unbiased way that they were trying to present the information. And there were quite a few times where I had to stop and I had to say, what are the possibilities of some of this stuff really being true, right? The first thing, as someone who grew up in the 90s and remember the Pac and the Biggie moment, I think a lot of people who weren't around from that go and feed off of the energy that a lot of people talk about in other realms, and they don't have a clue what that real energy was. I was there for it. I remember what it felt like. I remember the temperament. I remember the energy surrounded around all that. It was a very nasty time. A lot of publications benefited off of it. You know, Vibe kind of just built their whole brand around sparking the East Coast, West Coast. In my opinion, that's kind of the spark of what did it. The implications that Diddy could have possibly been responsible for Pac's death. It was never like an unbelievable thing, right? there was a moment where we would hear things like that and be like, I could see it, but why would he go that far, right? But then also some of the implications that were being made about Puff and Big's relationship and his responsibility or not responsibility, or the things that he might have done that could have led to Biggie dying, and, him not paying for the funeral and actually making Big's estate responsible. Those things threw me aback a little bit. I've always heard of the rumors of Biggie being used by Puff and, and Biggie wanting to leave Bad Boy at a certain point. We don't know. We going off of hearsay unless we heard Biggie say it. I just take this all as hearsay. I don't know if he was ready to leave Bad Boy. He was only 2 albums in. Who knows what he wanted to do after that, right? But the idea that Puff could have possibly charged Biggie's estate to pay his funeral, and then right after that go on MTV and start hooping and hollering, dancing in an all shiny white suit to with Sting in the front. Yo, Sting sounded like shit, by the way. I know I should have said salutes to Sting. He's a legend. But he was up there sounding crazy. I'm like, people like this performance? I thought that performance was trash. I'll be honest with you. I don't get the hoopla about that performance. Puff dancing around a joint, hopping, skipping, and Sting in the front sounding like shit. But never mind. The idea that Puff would be that evil to do that, I had to really stop and think, do I think Puff is capable of being that evil? Because that's not narcissism. That's not just bad training, or that is evil. So I had to stop for that moment. The next moment I had to pause was the moment where one of the escorts were talking, and he talked about Diddy wanting to collect his.
That was wild.
I don't even want to say what can we say to replace man milk.
I was going to say part of his DNA, but
yeah, he wanted to see. This is why you need Diddy wanting to collect some of his DNA to store or to, I don't know what, doesn't even matter, right? I had to stop for that moment, right? And I had to really think. And there was a few moments where I caught wind of what Diddy's real thing is. What would be your purpose for wanting to do that? I don't consider it like, it doesn't translate to sex to me or a sexual thing. It really translates to like this godlike complex in a weird way.
You don't think it couldn't be anything else? Like, what if she ever got pregnant, or if anything?
No, I don't know. I don't. I think that's too easy. I think that's too easy to think of. I think Diddy is a complicated brain who in some way got to a point where he had this godlike complex. And almost everything to him was obtaining something, some type of control, some type of something to feel more like a god. Even at a certain point where he was talking to Little Rod, and I'm going to get to that too. We're talking to Little Rod, and he's saying to Little Rod, like, y'all can't be hot if I'm lukewarm. Like, I got to be hot for y'all to be hot. Or, you're looking at the Son of God. Like when people start saying stuff like that, and especially when they start talking in third person a lot, I start to get leery about those people. Like, now referring to yourself here and there as, Emanny, cool. But when you do it more than you just like refer to other people's names, it's just weird to me. So that moment I had to stop and say, okay, Diddy has a severe godlike complex that is exhibited not just in business, but in sex and in friendship and in every aspect of his life, right? Which could also lead back to why he might feel like he's in control of being able to take out certain people from this earth, like a Biggie, a Pac. And I'm not saying that that's what happened, but I can see how all that lines up. The third thing that I had to stop, and it was probably one of the worst moments I've had watching that documentary, was hearing Aubrey O'Day from Danny D. Kane speak. And her her having to come to grips that there was a possible SA act that happened to her that she doesn't know actually happened. Like she heard it word of mouth from a female who said that they witnessed it, to the point where she didn't even want to know if it was true or not. Like she's so disturbed by what she heard took place that she didn't even want to go ahead and get a real legitimate answer on it. That is a very disheartening place to be. That's a very sad place to be, where you just have to just accept whatever possibly happened, because for you to know the truth, it might disgust you even more. I couldn't imagine how that feels, just as a person, but as a woman in these spaces that moves the way they move, and they have to exhibit a certain level of sexiness, but then also don't want men to take advantage of it. And she's had claims in the past of Diddy, always, picking on her. And if these allegations are true, a lot of his treatment to her while she was on the show makes a lot of sense. She's been speaking about this for quite some time. So it only makes me look at her story a little closer to, I feel bad for her. I didn't feel bad for Arby O'Day a lot of the times when I heard her talk, because Arby was annoying a little bit to me, like really annoying. Talented, but there was something very like whatever about her. But I can only imagine how a woman would feel and how she would move and how she would, operate within this space if you're now coming from that situation to the next situation. No telling what other things might have happened within this space that could make her uncomfortable. So no need to apologize because I don't personally know you. But for my past ignorance and maybe not wanting to hear your voice as loud as it should have been heard, our ears and our hearts are open. Those were some of the things, like the standout things that made me have to stop and really think and kind of decompress and kind of figure it out. What was I feeling from this? The little rod thing was interesting. Did you get to that part?
I did. I watched the whole
thing. The little rod thing was interesting. When he was talking, I needed to know, first off, how much involvement did he have on this project? And I think he produced on like 6 records that he's credited for. No telling, he might have had some other involvement. I'm pretty sure he produced more than 6 records. Probably those are the 6 records that made it. Seems to be a very talented guy. And he's done some other stuff. I think he worked on like Leon Thomas, Yes It Is, and that's my shit. If you did that, Lil Rod, yo, Puff, pay Lil Rod. If he did Yes It Is, we're gonna fact check that. We're gonna put it under here to make sure that he did. If you did it, salute. But just some of the stories he was telling put me in a space of, just as a man, I couldn't see myself in that space where I am now waking up in the bed and another man is laying next to me on multiple occasions and me not remove myself from that environment. I say that to say I do think a lot of the people who were involved in Diddy's life, I think a lot of y'all enjoyed the benefits of Diddy until you no longer enjoy the benefits of Diddy. That's not to relinquish him from any responsibility of the nasty things that he's done in life. But I do think a lot of y'all standing on camera and now wanting to come off with this righteous or this whistleblower type of thing. No, you should have been whistleblower when you first saw it. And I'm tired of this whole, well, the money was there, or what was I going to do? Those are the chances and those are the things that we take in life in order to sustain a healthy work environment, the same work environment that you now want to be given as a adult and a creator today. I would never want to walk someone into that door knowing what's behind that door. And for all of y'all that knew that the door was nasty, y'all opened the door for a lot of other people to get involved in a way that I don't really respect. I don't respect it. Salutes to Gene Deal. Gene Deal has been talking about, and even Gene to some degree. You worked with Puff for quite some time, seeing a lot of things, and you were, I won't say you were okay with it, but the compensation was enough at that moment until it was no longer enough. And I get that. But I want us to really start living in an era of if you see something for sure and you have evidence of something happening on the wrong side, you should probably do something about it at that point and not wait 10, 15 years to now want to come out and talk and seem like you're the most stand-up individual. And there were people who also, spoke about not really handling things the way that they should have, and respects to them. But, people, like I said, people like Gene have been talking about this for years. They've highlighted it. No one wanted to listen. No one wanted to pay attention. And then now that all of this comes out, now everyone has a story about Puff. Tell your story. I'm telling you that I lose a little bit respect for your story when it's attached to with money. Like when you attach your story with money, it kind of, I get it. Everybody's got to make a dollar. Who am I to tell you what to do with your story? You should be allowed to profit off of it how you want. I don't look at it the same. So for anyone who is now utilizing this as now a moment to benefit and profit financially, I have no respect for it. For people who just want to go out and out this man for the nastiness that he's done, and that's all they want. They're not looking for a payday. They're not looking for their name to be in the light. They're not looking to build a brand off of being a Diddy exposer. Salutes to you, and keep doing the work that needs to be done to clear the industry of obvious nastiness. Joe, you have any thoughts?
Yeah, man. I thought it was interesting, because I love like just docs and behind the scenes, and again, it was crazy because we all grew up with him,
Yeah,
and I don't think we've ever seen. Have we ever seen someone go from that to this?
Yeah,
like that level though.
Bill Cosby.
Nah, but then he wasn't on no Diddy level.
What? He was drugging and...
No, I mean, what I mean was about how successful he was.
Yeah. Bill Cosby was like, Bill. To me, Bill was like the first time getting a little inkling of this. And I think it's very different only because Diddy did have that level of bad boy image to some degree.
But I'm talking about the clothing, the not even just like, probably the revolt,
I think I grew up also with Bill Cosby, so I'm a little bit older than Joe.
Yeah,
but I grew up in that Bill Cosby Show, Fat Albert, all the movies, and I grew up in that era of knowing who Bill Cosby was, not just in camera but behind the scenes, and his real ownership and power within the industry. So for me, Bill was like the first. The first person that was just kind of like, holy, like you, like that's how you're moving. So, I don't know, man. The doc, I have my feelings as far as 50's involvement with it, and I know a lot of people who feel like 50 is, he's doing this and it's petty, and it's petty. It's 50. Like, what did you expect? It's 50, and we're not allowed to really. We're alleging at this point because we don't have actual proof, but all the people assume that one of the women who were testifying in the case is, 50's baby mother. So, you do all that nasty shit to my baby moms and I'm still cool. I might put a doc out on you too. Shit.
Yeah, fuck it.
So, I mean,
bro, at the end of the day, man, bro, people move in this world and they don't understand that their actions have consequences.
Yeah. And I don't want to stay on this too long, so let's kind of like end off on that sentiment. I want everyone to understand we need to stop focusing so much on the reaction in a negative light and start focusing on what provoked the reaction. I understand, like, there's always that, you take the higher road or what. No. What started all of this? Was it a documentary? Was it a beef? No, it was the nasty actions of one man. That one man is the reason why any of this is being spoken about. I don't think the conversation should be built around why is 50 doing a doc or why is this person. At the end of the day, this is what this man provided us with as himself and what he's into, and he did that.
Yeah.
So now that we're reacting to it, you know, and people are being pointed out for the reactions and, who are you to comment? I wouldn't have anything to comment on in that space or critique you in that space if this man was not doing that. And damn near like flirting it. Like not flirting it, flaunting it. Like he was flaunting it off in songs and that whole little thing with Puff and telling people, yo, you want a party? No, I don't want a party. I only want to do one party. I don't even want to party with you. I might just want to party. I don't want to no, I'm good. So, but right now he's serving his time. And I know people say in the court of law, you serve your time, you come home, you should be allowed to get a fresh start. I do believe that there's a space and there's a world where he can atone for the things that he's done. I think that's a long process. I don't think you can do that in 50 months. I don't think you can do that through a jail sentence. I think that's going to be a continuous show of repenting and atoning for a lot of your devious acts and how you mistreated people. Now, if you are responsible for the deaths of some people, then you need to go back up in that cell. And I hope people find out. I don't think anyone like that with that level of power, influence, or money should be walking free if they're actually walking around planning and plotting the deaths of people, especially people solely based off of frivolous beef. It's just, it's not.
I always thought that was true.
The Pac?
Yeah, always with that and Biggie. I think he had his hands in both. Always though.
I don't see the Biggie thing. I think the Biggie is more being irresponsible with bringing him out to California around that time. And maybe not, taking the steps that were needed to take. Like just being lax and being a little off point. And the Pac thing now?
I feel like those rumors have been haunting around way too long and been spoken about by people. Like I'm a big M fan, and I've always heard M say that shit since back in the day. And since I heard him, I was like, yep.
Well,
that's the power though that fans that artists can do and
we'll allow the people to assume what they want with that. Yeah. I got my assumptions. We'll allow y'all to assume whatever y'all need to assume. Moving on from this, I don't want to continue to be. I think all the opinions that people needed to hear about this Diddy doc is done. I'm pretty sure more is going to come out at some point. He's fighting back at it. He wants it removed. Hey, Diddy, they not taking that off of Netflix. I just want you to know now. That going to be there for a long time. And if they remove it off of Netflix, 50 going to find a way to put it on Stars. Like, it's out. We've all seen it. It is what it is. Moving forward, there was a interesting conversation that was had this week on the pod, on the JBP pod, and it was with it was about Akademiks versus Maino and Fabulous and Jim Jones and Davies podcast. Let's wrap it up. Oh no, what is it called? Let's rap about it. Got it. They were having a conversation. Well, actually, Ak had started the conversation where he started to talk about how the older gentlemen of this space are dressed. Now, I'm 42 years old, and I have expressed not just to myself but also to the public that I don't like how I dress at 42. Me personally. I think it's a comfort thing, but I would like to dress a little more mature, whatever that means for me. I don't think everybody at my age or above should have to think that way. But for me, I would like to dress a little more, I won't say my age, but a little more mature. I think the flashy belts and, certain sneakers or jeans, I do think there comes a point where there needs to be an evolution. But that's just me. With that being said, I don't think how Maino or the rest of them dress is anything wrong with it. They fly dudes. But Ak felt like, yo, you You niggas dress like what did he call them? He called them teen something. He called them teen somethings. I got to get the exact word. But in him expressing that, and he did express it in a very entertaining way, to say the least. He was very entertaining, and Maino had a response back. I'm not going to give you the clip. If you need to go watch it, go to their thing and watch it there. But Maino responded back and pretty much spoke and said what he needed to say. He got into some stuff about how little his dick is and all this other stuff.
He said that they dress like the Plug's middleman.
Yes, but there was a term he used. It was a term he used. I'm going to figure it out. We're going to find it. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I smoked a lot of weed this weekend. So I'm a little off. Like this back pain, like I had bad back pain. I know we're going off on a tangent, but I had bad back pain. I used to drink to kind of ease it a little bit. Then my belly started getting fat. And I figured out why my belly started getting fat, because I started drinking a lot. And on top of that, I need to not drink a lot. Health reasons, blah, 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 blah. You're not my doctor. Don't ask me why. But I say all that to say, I forget things easy now. Like my memory used to be amazing. I don't know if that's with old age too, but I smoke. You know how many blunts I smoked this week?
I don't want to know.
This weekend. It was a lot. More than I've ever smoked before.
I feel like you weren't really too much of a smoker.
I'm not a smoker.
This new?
Yeah, I slept like a baby this weekend. I ain't go outside. I ain't do nothing. I slept good. My shoulder was killing me. I woke up, my shoulder, I felt great. Who knew that weed could do these things?
Wait. Were you using your strand?
Yes, I was using my strand. Hey, by the way, All Eyes on Me has a strand given by Jeter. Go ahead. Go to the Patreon. Check it out. We got some stuff there for you. In fact, right now is when we're going to go ahead and plug the Patreon. Be right back.
Cause you know that nothing could turn to something, that something could turn to everything that you want. I want you to take control. Don't be afraid to let go. So if you want it that much, come get this energy.
All right, and we back. Let's get back to what we're talking about. Akademiks, Maino, going back and forth. Maino goes ahead and talks about his little wee-wee, or insinuating that women have told him that he has a little wee-wee. That to me is not like pertinent information. I personally don't ever want to discuss another man's PP size. It's not really doesn't matter to me. So, but Maino has some entertaining things to say back too. And Maino is an entertaining dude and he clever dude and witty. And he did his thing, and Ak pretty much responded back saying, yo, like, y'all in my world. Like, y'all, like the things that y'all doing, like, you can't beat me at that. I am the top dog of it. And he is one of the top dogs, one of the best to do it. I had expressed that I didn't really like the fact that Ak was taking that route, because initially you started the conversation, and now when I react, now you want to tell me how we can go about this. And when he's saying how we go about it, he's saying keeping it internet and not taking it to street. I don't like when internet people try to tell street people how they need to move. And vice versa, though. Don't get me wrong. I see a lot of street people try to clown the internet people or the inside people on how they move. And I don't think that's right either. Just as long as the two don't start to bump heads. Like when the inside person starts to become or tries to portray something like of an outside element, that's when I start to have the problem. And vice versa. So, if you're an inside guy and you're respectful normally in person, and you have a certain level of decorum and understanding when it comes to outside elements, then being in front of a camera should not now give you the opportunity to feel like you can portray outside conversation and outside lingo or outside energy. I don't like that. And vice versa. Don't think because now you a street dude and now because you get behind the cameras, it's just instantly everybody just gotta show me that level of respect and blah, blah, blah. No, you doing this. So I could see both sides of it, but I do think the fact that Act started it, you kind of got to roll with the punches of the reaction at this point. Hopefully it doesn't go anywhere further, and I don't think it will. Maino, Jim, and them seem like they're doing great over there, and Fab and Davey, salute to them, salute to Act. I don't think it goes any further than where it's at. I do think there's some other motivating people that is kind of like pushing this and want this to go further. I won't say right now. I'll kind of just wait to see if it goes there, and then if it does, then I'll say, hey, I said it. But I think there's a couple of people that might, or maybe one person in particular, that makes Akademiks kind of comfortable going at Maino and Jim. Please don't assume. If you want, you can write in the comments, whatever, cool. But and if that's the case, who cares? Like, Ack is going to do what Ack want to do. Joe, I know this is not your world. I know you can care less about Akademiks and Maino beefing and all that. But the people, this is what they talking about. This is the algorithm. This is what they want to hear.
I actually think it's pretty funny. Like now, everyone doing these pods, it's really catching people out of their element. And it's like, because, back in the day, y'all would just respond like, like when I say rappers and shit, it was before, we didn't get to hear from them at all. Mm-hmm. Then they started getting Twitter and Instagram, and you get your light shit off. And then, if you really hit them, you get a record.
Yeah.
Now I think it's kind of funny entertainment wise, because you do get to see the real reactions to shit. Because you record every week.
Yeah.
You got to talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's an interesting space, an interesting time to be in when you, because initially what people think is when you go from being an artist to now jumping into this, it's telling the world, well, I'm no longer trying to be in music and I was no longer successful in that. So I'm now trying to make a pivot to do something else. And it's like, no, that's not the case.
Yeah, and they're active.
They're active. They're doing what they're doing. They still putting out music. They're working with other artists. They're growing the brand. Like, that's the other part. We've always spoken about wanting to grow the brand. And if this is the new thing, then why not put your foot in this? It's not the only thing that they put their foot in. You know what I'm saying? So I think you kind of cheapen the product when Act says, y'all weren't able to do it on that side anymore, so now y'all coming to my side.
Yeah, that's corny.
That's not the case. It's not the case. They might not be able to do it at the degree that they once did it before. But at some point they did that. They moved on. Now they're moving on to other things. I think that should be championed more than like clowned upon. Yeah. Some of your bigger people within the space are those very people. They're people who were in music or in some sports or whatever, and they started a podcast or a talk show, whatever you want to call it. And they're doing pretty good out of it. And if I want to talk rap, I would much rather hear about rap from the person who rapped before than someone who has no clue on what it takes to create. So, but then also, you have people like Akademiks who is really, whether you like him or not, he's really good at his job. Whether you respect his job is a whole nother thing too. But for what he does and what he provides for the atmosphere of creation and content creation and all that, he's one of the top dogs, and you can't strip him of that. We might not I don't like everything that Akademiks does within the space, but I respect what he does within the space. Do I think there's moments where he, goes a little too far with how he speaks or who he speaks to and the way he speaks to them? Yeah, I think there's moments where that's the case, but it's working for him, and he's going to continue to do so. He hasn't been touched, so there's no need for him to have to change it because ain't nobody going to put a finger on him at this point. Or if you try, you might find out that he got some money there to supply himself with some good protection. So I just think this is an interesting space to be. I never want to see moments where Maino and Ack is beefing. Those aren't the two people that should be beefing.
Wait, is this getting to be like a real beef? Like,
it's not a beef.
Okay,
it's not a beef. No, I don't think it's a beef. I think anything like this can spark into a beef. And I know people say, "Oh man, this ain't nothing." It's always it ain't nothing until it's something. You know what I'm saying? And I would hate for a little war of words to turn into those two worlds colliding, because like I said, I don't think those two worlds are colliding simply because Act just said something. I think it's something else going on, but that's neither here nor there. We can move on from that because I don't want to get caught up in that too much. And I do know for sure, depending on how long you talk about these streamer niggas like Ack and Aiden and all them, your DMs will be like, niggas hate. They killed me for criticizing like Aiden Ross and the Neon dude and all that. They killed me. I don't want any problems. I want to be able to give my opinion in a respectful way, which I think I'm pretty respectful. Am I? No.
Yeah.
That year.
I mean,
that year sounded a little shaky.
Nah, I feel like you're real. You know, like, because I guess I got to think about it for a second, because I don't really think you talk about a lot of that stuff here, more, you know, on the JP.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I have to go back into that mode.
Yeah, like I don't want real to ever be confused as disrespect. So I do think there's a very respectful way to get off a real point. I do think my mannerisms or how I deliver can be more intense than what I actually feel, but that's a part of the entertainment thing that you want to do. But even in that, I still wouldn't want the person who I'm speaking about to feel like I'm actually trying to like discredit them or be disrespectful or be negative about anything that they're doing. Now, if I do think that you're doing something negative, then I'll just say it. But even in that, I think there's a positive way in even giving that critique. I'm gonna be very cognizant of that. Did I say the word right? Cognizant. That's another thing I'm gonna do. I told Mona on the pod, I didn't care about fixing words. I lied. I do care. I just don't want to point out every time that I say the word wrong, right? But I am going to work on my pronunciation. Okay? We're going to get that together. Moving on. There is a clip of a woman, a female. We ain't going to call her a woman. There's a clip of a female going around, and it is probably some of the most disgusting verbiage I've heard in quite some time. And let me find it. Where do we have it? How do I find my bookmarks? You know, I got a lot of stuff bookmarked on my IG, and I can only imagine.
That's where all the good shit is.
Oh, man, it's so good over there. Is this it? Yep, this is it. Okay, I found it. Look at me being smart.
I'm going to make a Jersey media course for anyone over like 36 years old who needs to learn how to use their social media.
I definitely need to learn how to get better. Oh, I thought I did save it. Maybe I didn't save it. Oh, you know what? It's not on my IG. It's in my Twitter. Now, how do I find that? Yo, all y'all laughing and go ahead, laugh. I don't care. All right, here we go. Let me play this, and then I'll send this over to you, Jill, so they can put on the screen. All right, let's get it going.
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
Are you recording?
I'm gonna record you. Yes.
Do you want me to throw water on you? I am racist. And you are.
You are an idiot. No,
I am racist, and I'll say that to the whole entire world. Don't be disrespectful.
You ruined your life, by the way.
Oh, you're talking about respect? You're talking about respect? You are fired from this place, mother. You're not gonna be working here.
Suck it.
Suck what? Look how you fucking look like.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you, you ugly bitch? Get the out of my
Ugly?
face.
Talking about ugliness?
Did I stutter?
You we're not? No, we're not. No, we're not.
Because you know damn well you're
Respect.
evil.
Respect. Keep squeezing that caramel.
What the fuck was that?
Okay. So this is a white female who works at Ball. Well, we don't know yet, but I'm pretty sure she's out here. She worked at Ballpark Mall in Wisconsin at the Cinnabon. Now, first of all, let's get something very clear. I love Cinnabon. I almost go to Cinnabon anytime I go to a mall. That and What's the pretzel spot? Auntie Anne's or whatever. Yeah, come on. How can you go to the mall and not go get you a Cinnabon or a pretzel, right? So this female's working there, and you see her irate on camera. She's speaking to someone. She's calling them the N-word. She's doing all this other stuff. She's giving like the old DX suck it sign, and also bends over and pulls her butt cheeks. Like, she's doing a lot. I saw that because it drew me back to a moment where I had to like deal with a racist like that, like face to face. And I only had to deal with it one time in my life where someone felt that comfortable being that racist. And it really took me aback. Like, wait, you that racist? I'm in LA, and for those who don't know, I drove Uber while I was in LA. So it was like 2019, right before COVID. Times was bad. That's the other part people don't want to talk about when you're in this entertainment field. They don't never want to talk about the bad times. They want to make it seem like things was good. No, it got bad. Was it no one booking a session? Was it no one paying for a feature? And some things needed to be paid for. So I went, got me a little Uber gig, right? So I'm driving Uber, and this person goes ahead and runs past me, knocks off my side view mirror, and I speed to get in front of him, stop, boom, boom. It's a white guy. He obviously seems like he's a little drunk, but he goes off on one of the most N-word tirades I've ever heard in my life towards me, right? And I'm literally sitting there wanting to lay him out. It's like right there in me, wanting to go ahead and just be like, yeah. But that didn't happen. Cops were actually in the area. They see the back and forth. They come, take a report, blah, blah, whatever, go our way. Then there was actually another time. Actually, the reason why I'm on probation now, well, should I be telling you I'm on probation? All right, fuck, I'm on probation. It's almost over anyway. And I actually get into a shouting match with this guy, white guy. He's attacking these two black women at a local spot in Jersey. I'm not going to say y'all name because I don't want to go ahead. And I'll say it, Spirit Lounge. I'm at Spirit Lounge, and there's this guy going off crazy at these two black women. He's swinging, attacking. I come out of Spirit. I go to step in front and kind of break it up, and he just go N-word crazy. I hit him. He falls. Blah blah blah. I get charged. Blah. Whatever. That's that. To say that. In these moments, I'm kind of like, what do you do? How do you handle this level of like nasty, racist? No matter what you do, it's not going to change how they are as a person. That woman is not going to see this and change tomorrow. She's not going to wake up, even after losing her job. She's not going to change as a person. That's going to be her most likely to the day she dies. What do we do about that? Like, what happened? Like, what do we do, Joe?
I think at the end of the day, you know.
Oh, hold on. Let me preface.
Oh, yeah.
Joe is white.
Yes.
I don't know if I should be asking the white man this.
But
let's switch it. Let's switch it. Joe, you're Italian.
Yes.
Let's just say you're met with an Asian who is getting off some of the most disgusting Italian slurs possible towards you. What do you do? How do you handle that? Today,
I'm not going to hold my tongue for nobody. You know, that's one thing. You're right in saying that obviously people are not going to change. I mean, in certain aspects, I do believe in, but again, I'm just a sucker, right? I'm a sucker and I think people could change.
Pause.
Right? Yes, pause. So I do feel like in moments where it's like things go that viral, things go that, you know, in people's face, pause, whatever, that maybe people can change. Maybe.
Yo,
I know.
We so ignorant.
Yeah.
The fact that you
I had to say that. You never know.
You know what? No. We've said this on the pod and we did not stick to it. I'm going to say it here. We are not playing pause here.
Got it.
We're not doing it.
Yeah.
We're not.
So all that to say, you never know, right? There's a chance, right? Very slim that, this person could wake the fuck up.
Damn, I wanted to pause right there.
But I'm yeah, I guess I'm gonna get a lot of shit. I'm not gonna hold my tongue. You still have to just say how you feel. Because I think I've learned, way too much in my life that, you can't hold that shit in. Sometimes there's certain moments for certain things, but something like that, nah. Like I have a racist ass landlord, which we mentioned before, and there was a couple times.
You sure you want to say that on here?
Give a fuck.
You might spike the rent.
Nah, it's all right. We were talking about, yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yo, listen, Joe got a sweet deal, yo. Like,
sweet.
What he? Never mind. So you got the racist landlord.
But there was a couple times where I wanted to say some shit, because of personal reasons of mine. But it's like, you're gonna hold your tongue, but then there's certain moments where no.
Do me a favor. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had to deal with some level of that Cinnabon thing. If you can, short description, go ahead and just share, let people know. Like I'm always interested, and not just black people, like Italians, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, whoever. I'm always interested to see how, like, is that level of racism just normalized at this point where you just have to deal with it? It just comes with the territory at this point. Like, we're at a point where we can't even call it out and expect something real to happen. Like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to this lady is she's going to lose her job. They're going to plaster her all over the internet for about a week or two. And then her life is probably going to go back to how it used to be. Sad to say.
Sometimes you never know, man. This internet is...
I mean, the internet is a nasty place, and sometimes people do linger.
She might never be able to walk around without people recognizing that face.
That's true. It's true. Well, we don't like racists here. So this lady, we hope that you have to deal with a lifetime of heartache if you still want to keep that type of mindset. I don't support any of that language. I don't think anyone should ever have to deal with that level of aggression. And now it's minimized down to, oh, you're an N-word, or you're a this or that, whatever. Moving on from that. And I have one last thing I want to talk about, and it was very interesting. And I want to read actually what happened. This is the moment where we read, guys. And if anyone makes a joke about me reading, I'm going to be very upset. I think I read pretty well. So this story here is about Jason Derulo. You know Jason Derulo, right? I'm pretty sure everybody know Jason Derulo. Jason Derulo, a lot of people say he is Team Chris Brown. I don't say that. I think he's very talented. But a lot of y'all like to try to describe him as that and try to whatever, right? But Jason Derulo, he actually had a case, a sexual harassment case some years back. And actually, 2023. And the lawsuit's thrown out, all this other stuff is no longer existing. But now, this was a publicized thing. This was pretty big news. And now he is saying that he never wants to work with women again. Especially if it has to be alone. Like, he's almost like, yo, there has to be a third party for me to work comfortably with a woman again. And when he said that, I was like, you know what? A lot of people are going to read that and think like it's the most asinine thing, but I think that makes a lot of sense. In the culture that we live in now, and we've experienced the Me Too movement, we've experienced a cancel culture, we experience, a lot of false accusations also. I think the safest thing for innocent men who are now being preyed upon, and I'm not saying that that's the case because, just because you lose the lawsuit doesn't mean that, so I don't want to assume that everything that's being said is good on his part. But if I'm an innocent guy and I'm in this industry where I can't really avoid working with women, and I'm in also an industry where women are speaking very loud and their word has to be heard, and in most parts is going to be taken as truth until proven to be false. And then even after it's proven to be false, the damage is still done on the man's part. Like, it's very few men that get to come back and walk and have their head up high after being accused of something like SA or, SH or anything like that. I think that's the safest thing for, like, I almost honestly, when he said it, I almost wanted to say, like, yo, that should kind of be like a requirement.
Like a standard. Yeah.
Like, yeah, like if we're in the studio together and I'm working with a new artist and I'm working with a female, I want a third party there to pay witness to everything that happens to protect me from liability or protect me from false accusation. Like, when he said that, I swear to you, I almost considered saying to you, I think we should always consider having at least another female present or a third party when we have solo shoots or anything with a woman. Because it's too many stories that we're hearing of false accusations. There was just something that came out where a 32-year-old woman used a homeless man's picture, like as the person that she's accusing of like a false invasion and essay. Like, it's a bunch of things going on where men are being falsely accused. Now, don't get me wrong. Women being attacked is always going to be respected and handled with care. And we're not going to pretend like it doesn't happen at a higher rate than the men being falsely accused. So we're definitely not saying that. But to also protect men who are being falsely accused, this to me sounds like a perfect practice for anybody that feels like they're a target.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm a target, but depending on the person you speak to, I could be a target for whatever reason. I read that and I thought that was great. Yeah. I almost want to start looking for third party people. I want to start looking for third party people to come.
What are your thoughts on just even having everything documented, like cameras, like like things like that, like security,
Yeah, I mean that. I just feel like in those that's the other thing too, because in these professional settings, we start to blur the line between professional and casual, and acquaintance, and now we're friends, and then you be interested to see that a lot of these things that happen or these accusations are made. It's usually a friend accusing a friend or somebody that they thought was a friend. Even like now, like if I do a shoot with a young lady here, and let's just say at the end of the shoot, she's like, "Oh, can you give me a ride home?" The nice guy in me would want to say, "Yeah, like of course I got you." The other side of me is like, "No, I don't want to be left alone with you because I don't know what you might possibly say depending on the type of conversation we have in the car." Let's just say I have to put in reverse or something and I look your way and I hold the other side. And you don't never know what could be happening at this point. So to like limit the risk of accusation, I think a lot of men in high power should do this. I think there should be a third party involved all the time.
Question for you, E, because you've been in the industry for a while, and you were young. You're when you first started.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever put and you were also on the road a lot within these different things? Did you ever put any of that into play? Like actually, like were you that man when you were moving around? You were thinking
no. That's the scary part because I've never had that thought to be that guy.
What, to like be cautious of just...
No, I've never had that thought. I would never be the guy that actually does any harm to a woman. So that's not even in the back of my mind to say, let me protect myself from being...
But question, I mean, it was never brought up by just like management or you even watching, because you always watch the greats. Like you...
Yeah, but it was never brought up in the sense of like, yo, protect yourself from false accusation. It was usually say, yo, chill, don't fuck up the business because we know how attraction goes. And I've been the guy that I've had a female publicist, and then me and a female publicist start liking each other, and then we start messing around. And I've had the you go on a set and you meet the girl that you're shooting with that day, and then you end up hey, let's go have lunch, and then you end up kicking it, and then you end up having sex. That's happened. So, but that's happened in a sense of it's always been mutual. It's always been a mutual interest. It's always been, what it is. And let's just say I'm one of the lucky ones, because it could have been an instance where people did want to take those moments and use it to mean something or say something different. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So it was just an interesting story. And both of the people who are attached to the story, the other young lady, you know, she's in the industry as well. You know, so I'm interested to see how she moves moving forward, or if she even moves forward in this space, you know.
Yeah, shit is wild, man. You hear so many things go on nowadays about all this type of stuff. It makes you want to just fucking be giving out NDAs and all those type of things.
But see, you know what? I respect the NDA to a certain degree, but I also, I'm not at that point where I need that, so I can't understand it at this point. It's not a lot about me that you need to keep secret or whatever. Like, I don't have a corporation moving behind me where we could be liable for so much. I'm really right now just outside of representing myself and to some degree JBP, and it's not much that's at risk outside of my own career. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's the wrong thinking to have. Maybe I should be thinking, you know, for future sense to move in a certain way.
Because people think the opposite. You know, we always know what we got, but people out here be thinking we got, you know, $1 billion.
Yo, listen, let me make it very clear. If there's any female and men, because you men be out here plotting too, niggas going around saying that they be getting I have nothing to offer. Nothing. I live in an apartment. I have a lot of debt and a few bad habits. That keeps me broke. I have nothing to offer you. Please don't come for me. I am just trying to make it. Please. I'm scared. No, I'm really scared. I be scared to be alone. Especially after hearing this, I be scared to be, like, even when we did the Monet and Honey interview. I know a lot of people would love to assume, and if you have not checked that out, go on Patreon, check it out right now. It's a great interview. A lot of people would love to assume that after that interview, you know, we had a great time. And we did go out. We hung out and we ate and we did the hookah and all that. Everyone thinks that I went home with those women.
Easily, 100%.
Oh.
I do.
You still think?
Oh, 100%.
Wait, you don't believe me?
I don't know.
Oh, damn. Wait, I didn't. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, it be your own people. No, I didn't do anything. I went and dropped them off. Yo, I am a really nice guy. I am. I'm very respectful too. I would never
sips tea.
I would never just assume that because you do a conversation with two porn stars that you're automatically supposed to have sex with them. That's not.
No, that's not right.
That's not. Come on. No. Come on, guys. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna
check it out on Patreon. It was a good.
Yeah, check it out on Patreon. The Patreon is up. We have some great stuff over there. And I won't even say over there. We have some great stuff over here. Like this is dual. Like this is on Patreon. It's on YouTube. This is going everywhere. We're gonna work harder. We're working hard, but we're going to work harder. We've had that conversation behind the scenes about how we need to structure this and how much do I need to rely on guests? How much do I need to do my own solo talking? How much do we shoot some outside stuff? The dating show and all these other things that we have planned. I'm not going to lie. I am looking forward to the dating show, and I have told and promised myself that no matter what, under no circumstance am I sleeping with any of the people we do this dating show with.
That's no fun.
Come on. We're trying to find a real companion. So I can't really do that while knocking down the actual contestants.
But isn't that a decent part of a relationship?
But I can work to that. That doesn't have to be like in the first week, the first date. at least let me find the companion first. And then how would the person, like, let's just say we have like 7 women that we do this with. How would that last woman that I pick feel knowing that I knocked off 3 of the other contestants? Like, you wouldn't want to take me seriously? Like, I have to change this. It's not a narrative, but I have to change this dynamic of me not being able to be taken seriously when it comes to finding a real companion. I have to also change my tactics and my approach. So I know there's a few things I need to change, and there's no way in the world I can change that by going on my own platform and knocking off 4 out of the 7 contestants, no matter how good they look and no matter how many times they throw it at me. I can't do that. Anyway, guys, this was a great episode.
Hold on. What's the longest you were ever single?
The longest I was ever single. The longest I was ever single. That's a good question. It's a good question. I'll be honest with you. This might be the longest.
Nah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I have a bad pattern of relationship to relationship to situationship to something that feels like a relationship that ain't really a relationship. Like I've had that. I've been single since 2023 ish. Yeah. This has probably been the longest. It'll be 3 years. It'll be 3 years.
See, I don't know how people can do that. Like,
you
that's
like
a lot of relationships.
Well, I mean, some of them don't count to me, but you have to count them.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah,
but I'll be honest with you, most of them don't count.
But most people are like that, though. Most people are.
We like what we like, man. And then I like the bed. Just always feel better when you got something to lay across on. Like,
yeah,
just only. Listen, man, I got a lot to work on. I'm gonna get it together. I swear to you, I am. But this was a good episode.
I got some good judges. I think the one I sent you. I think
they would be great. I think they would be great. We have a lot in store. I don't want to have to keep saying that, and because then people are like, oh, where is that? Just stay tuned. It'll be up on YouTube. It'll be up on Patreon. It'll be and other spaces where you can actually view this in a real way. We will not be doing any explicit content. We have made a strong stance on not providing explicit content. We were thinking about it. We had some things in play to provide that in some type of way. I don't think my 8-year-old son needs to know that his dad is out here, and he's smart. I don't need him to find out that his dad is just out here on that type of level. Now, when he get about 16, if I still if the blue pills are still for the low, and I can still get rocking, yeah, I got y'all. But
that'd be wild. They start increasing the prices for the Viagra. Imagine that.
They're gonna increase the price for everything. Shit, they're increasing the price on pussy.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother conversation.
Tell me about
it. Yo, it's not cheap. But you know what's funny? If there's a few things on earth that I don't want to be cheap, it's pussy. I don't want cheap pussy. I don't. Now, when I was 20 something, a little 40 popper leave the 40 on the nightstand. That was cool. Not today. Anyways, we're out of here.
A lot of people don't know how to
do this. Joe, I'm leaving. Why do you keep cutting me off when I'm trying to leave? We're out of here. There's nothing more to say about none of this. Salute. Please subscribe. Go tune into Patreon. Subscribe there. If you're here on Patreon, go to the YouTube. Subscribe there. Watch. Be friends. Intermingle with each other. You know what I'm saying? Meet each other. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll have a thing where we talk to the YouTubers and the Patreon subscribers and see what's the difference, what's the experience, what type of Emanny do they get on that side compared to what they get on this side. We'll figure something out. Until then, we out.